Please accept my humble obeisances. I thank temple management for giving the opportunity to glorify Lord Krishna pastimes. I hope with this glorification, myself and we all together will be increasing Krishna Prema more and more. Hare Krishna. So we'll start with Mangalacharna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Jaya Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yashodanandana Vrajajana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasati Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Radha Jaya Radha Varenishwara Radha Varenishwara Radhe Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Krishna Balaram Jaya Vrindavanam Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Jagannath Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra Jagannatha Swami Nayana Patagami Bhavatu me Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Gauranitai Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Om Vishnu Pada Bhagavata Astuta Shishimad Abhaichana Arvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. I sincerely beg your blessings so that I can glorify Lord Krishna pastimes properly as per Srila Prabhupada purpose. Thank you. Please bless me. Hare Krishna. So before beginning, I'll just pray to Lord, Guru Pranam Mantra. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे. So today we'll be glorifying the pastimes of the stealing of the boys and calves by Lord Brahma. This is also known as Brahma Vimohan Leela. This is a small attempt to please Guru and Krishna. So please bless me again. Hare Krishna. Generally, means for any activity, we our tendency is generally to look for what is the benefit for me, and we know many times we are listening different, means almost the same pastimes of Lord Krishna again and again. So what is the benefit of again listening to this pastime? So we may not call it exactly Falashruti, means because in devotional service we are not actually looking for fruitive activities, but still means by performing the devotional activities, automatically some fruits will be given by Lord Krishna to us. So if we see in that way, so when we hear this Janma Karma Chame Divyam, when we hear the Lord Krishna pastimes again and again, so we'll know Lord Krishna Tattataha, in actuality, in properly. So by this, what is the benefit that we will get? Punarjanma Naiti. We will not be getting again Punarjanma, no Punarjanma. And so if there is no Punarjanma, where will we go? So then Krishna says that Maam Eti, so Arjuna. So you will come to me, O Arjuna, when you are regularly hearing and understanding my pastimes, you will understand me. Then when you leave this body, you will not get another body, rather you come to me, to my abode, Goloka. Hare Krishna. So praying for that Lord Krishna's blessings, we'll continue with the pastime. So Srila Prabhupada actually summarizes this in very short, means in ABC, 3 letters. Basically, if you see, so Srila Prabhupada explains that this Brahma Vimohan Leela, Lord Brahma, the first there is Lord Brahma's attempt to take away the calves and covered boys. This is the A, and then B is the bewilderment, Lord Brahma's bewilderment, and then C is the clearance of his illusion. So Lord Brahma's illusion is cleared. So in these 3 points, we'll be understanding more elaborately in the next slides. First, I thought, means to understand Srila Prabhupada's purpose, actually I was reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 13, where slokas are there. And this has almost 64 slokas. So most of those purports are, means this is the last chapter Srila Prabhupada has translated. After that, he left back to Goloka. So when going through that, means there are very nice purports by Srila Prabhupada there. So before diving into deep into Srila Prabhupada purport, we'll see the story in short. So if we see the ABC that are, first one is the story, means the pastime in this 13th chapter begins with appreciation by Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. Parikshit Maharaj's inquisitiveness. So after, means if you see the previous chapter, it was Agasura Vada. So after Agasura Vada was done, Sukadeva Goswami says that the cowherd boys narrated this Agasura Vada to their parents after 1 year. Then Parikshit Maharaj expresses his inquisitiveness that why is it that for 1 year they didn't talk about this matter at all. Then Sukadeva Goswami appreciates that, means your inquisitiveness is encouraging me to talk more and more about Lord Krishna's pastimes. So in the same way, means I thank all the devotees who have enthusiastically joined here to listen to Lord Krishna's pastimes. So Sukadeva Goswami will be definitely appreciating all of us for our inquisitiveness to hear Lord Krishna's pastimes. And then, so with continuing the story, then Sukadeva Goswami says that Lord Brahma attempts to steal the boys and calves of boys and calves. But the main point we need to understand it means most of us, we know the story that already means Lord Krishna steals them, but Prabhupada mentions that he has attempted to steal. So there was not actual stealing happened. And when we read the Prabhupada purports, we'll be understanding what is the difference. Why is that attempt, or why it is not the real stealing. So, and then basically means after Agasuravada means when all the demigods are praising Lord Krishna that okay, he has killed the Agasura demon, and they were jubilantly saying Jaya Jaya and showering flowers, and they were enjoying so much. Brahma heard that, and then he came down to see what Lord Krishna is doing, and then he sees that Lord Krishna is eating with his friends, sharing the remnants and those things. Then he thought that, no, let me test Krishna whether this is the person who did these leelas, or is he so powerful. So in that attempt, he tries to steal the boys and calves. And then, so as the story continues, so then we'll understand, means Krishna, after Lord Brahma steals the boys and calves, then Lord Krishna expands himself into all those different boys and calves. And when Lord Brahma returns, means he just goes back, and within one moment of his time, which is 1 year span on the here in the Bhuloka. So once he returns, he sees that still all the boys and calves are still as it is, like they are doing all their activities and they are there. So he gets bewildered. So that is the next B. So bewilderment. So Brahma doesn't understand whether he could really steal them, or what is this Leela? What is this? Means he can still see the boys and calves. And then at the end, he understands, means when Krishna shows that they are all the Vishnu forms or his expansions, personal expansions, then Vasudeva feature, then Lord Brahma surrenders to him, and that clears his illusion. So that is the C part. So this is the story in brief. Now we'll try, I have actually tried to hear different lectures, and mainly I took some summary points from Gauranga Darshan Prabhu's Bhagavata Pravaha, where he has classified different slokas into almost 11 sections and 64 slokas. So mostly we consider like each one, from each one we'll try to learn one lesson. So as time permits, we'll see whatever possible, we'll try to cover. And finally, I'll just give the summary in the last 5 minutes, around 7:40 like that. Hare Krishna. So the first section is Sukadeva Goswami appreciates Parikshit's eagerness to hear. So we'll just read one sloka so that at least we read one Bhagavatam sloka. So before reciting the sloka, we'll pray to Lord Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavatir uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naistaki. Hare Krishna. I'll recite the sloka. They can recite at their own location. They can recite the sloka also. Sri Sukha Uvacha Sadhu Prishtam Mahabhaga Tvaya Bhagavatottama Yan Nutanas Yannutanayasi Ishasya Shinvan Api Katamuhu. Hare Krishna. Translation purpose by His Divine Grace Abhay Chana and the Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Sukadeva Goswami was very much encouraged when Maharaj Parikshit asked him Why the cowherd boys did not discuss the death of Aghasura until after 1 year had passed. He explained thus, my dear king, you are making the subject matter of the transcendental pastimes of Krishna fresher by your inquisitiveness. Hare Krishna. Sorry, this is from the purport. So in the purport, Hare Krishna. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada is explaining about means how the Lord Krishna's pastimes are always fresher. Means in the material mundane topics, maybe we get bored sometimes, but when we are chanting Hare Krishna mantra daily, or we are listening to Lord Krishna's pastimes daily, or when we are doing any service to Lord, we never get bored, or means we never feel that it has become it has fainted. Rather, it is always fresh and fresh. So, Nityam Nava Vaya Manam. So, and then Prabhupada mentions the Brahma Samhita sloka, Premanjana Churita Bhakti Vilochanena, Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilokayanti, Yam Shama Sundaram Achintya Guna Swarupam, Govindam Adipurusham, Tamaham Bhajami. So the word Santa is used to refer to persons who have developed love for Krishna. So Parikshit Maharaj here has so much love for Krishna, and therefore Parikshit Maharaj is addressed as Bhagavatottama, the best of the devotees. Because unless one is very much elevated in devotional service, one cannot feel ecstasy from hearing more and more and appreciate the topics as ever fresher and newer. Hare Krishna. So, and the second sloka, Satam ayam sarabhritam nisargo yadartavani shruti chetasamapi pratikshanam navyavad achyutasya yat striya vitanam iva sadhu varta. So, translation, Paramahamsa's devotees who have accepted the essence of life are attached to Krishna in the core of their hearts, and he is the aim of their lives. It is their nature to talk only of Krishna at every moment, as if such topics were newer and newer. They are attached to such topics just as materialists are attached to topics of women and sex. Hare Krishna. So the Striya Vitanam, that is translated here as the women and sex, the topics of women and sex. So Sarabhritam. Hare Krishna. So in fact, means when I read this translation, means I often tend to quote the Mahabharata sloka whenever I remember this one, that Ahara Nitra Bhayamaitunam cha Samanyam etat Pashubir Naranam Dharmo itesho adhiko vishesho Dharmena hina Pashubhi samana. So we can see that the materialists are always attached to topics of women and sex, the Maitunam. So they are mostly behind Ahara Nitra Bhayamaitunam. So, but whereas the devotees or one who realizes they actually follow the dharma. And what is the basic dharma is to serve, our basic dharma is to serve Lord Krishna, or to serve Lord Krishna through Navavida Bhakti. And one of the key points in that is Shravanam. So we should be regularly hearing Lord Krishna's pastimes so that our senses are purified. So the word Sarabhrita means Paramahamsas. The Hamsa or swan accepts milk from a mixture of milk and water and rejects the water. Similarly, the nature of persons who have taken to the spiritual life and Krishna consciousness, understanding Krishna to be the end of everyone, is that they cannot give up Krishna Katha or topics about Krishna at any moment. Such Paramahamsas always see Krishna within the core of the heart. Santa Sadaiva Hridayeshu Vilayokayanti. So we know that generally devotees means we always tend to see whatever time we get, we either conduct Bhakti Uksha or we read pastimes or we one of the Navavida Bhakti service, one of the activities we'll be involved in, and either Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, whatever is possible. We invite friends and have devotional discussions or whatever is possible. So in that way, we'll be there. But of course, devotees who just talk only about Krishna. So here Prabhupada explains in the purport that Kama, Krodha and Bhaya are always present in the material world. but in the spiritual or transcendental world, one can use them for Krishna. So Prabhupada is explaining how this Kama, Krodha and Bhaya can be used in the service of Lord Krishna. So Kamam, Krishna Kamarpane. So the desire of the Paramahamsas, therefore, is to act always for Krishna. So we know that Kama generally is called as lust. So that can be transformed into love or prema by rendering all our activities towards Lord Krishna. So Kama, Krishna, Kamarpane. And then Krodam, Bhakta, Dveshi, Jane. They use anger against the non-devotees. So when we get angry, it should be against the people who are obstacles or who are obstacles in the path of bhakti. Basically, means the commonly used example is of Lord Hanuman, where Hanuman uses his anger against Ravana or the non-devotees, wherein he fires, means he burns all the Lanka, and then transform Bhaya or fear into fear of being deviated from Krishna consciousness. So our fear should be that I should never fall down from this Krishna consciousness, means I should not fall into other attachments or other association wherein I'll forget Krishna. So that should be our main fear, means if we forget Krishna, the main shelter will be going away, and again we don't know how many lifetimes it will take for us to come back to Lord Krishna. Hare Krishna. So in this way, the life of a Paramahamsa devotee is used entirely for Krishna, just as the life of a person attached to the material world is used simply for women and money. So Paramahamsas use their life for Krishna consciousness or Krishna conscious activities, and material people are mostly behind women and money. What is day for the materialist person is night for the spiritualist. What is very sweet for the materialist, namely women and money, is regarded as poison by spiritualists. So this statement by Prabhupada, we can remember Bhagavad Gita 2.69 sloka, Ya Nisha Sarva Bhutanam, Tasyam Jagrati Samyami, Yasyam Jagrati Bhutani, Sa Nisha Pashyato Mane. So what is night for materialist is day for spiritualist, and what is night for spiritualist is day for materialist. Of course, I will not be going more examples in this. And yeah, means Prabhupada also mentions the Chaitanya from Chaitanya. This is the instruction of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. For the Paramahamsa, Krishna is everything, but for the materialist, women and money are everything. Basically, this is in reference to where Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya request Lord Chaitanya to meet King Prataparudra. Then actually, Lord Chaitanya says that seeing a materialist engaged in sense gratification or seeing a woman who is similarly interested is more abominable than drinking poison willingly. So, it means he says that he will not meet the king because means he might be money-minded like that. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya clarifies that, my dear Lord, what you have said is correct, but this king is not an ordinary king. He is a great devotee and servant of Lord Jagannatha. So we can meet the devotees. With Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is clarifying that King Prataparudra is a devotee. And the third sloka goes like that. Basically, here Sukadeva Goswami says that means we should be hearing. These are the very confidential topics because ordinary men cannot understand the activities of Krishna. So basically, our attitude should be snigdasya, that is submissive. So as a submissive disciple, asking the spiritual master the confidential matters, we can submissively inquire from Guru or the spiritual masters or Siksha Gurus, so that they clarify our doubts and they can share the confidential topics which we can understand through them. So ending the section 1, basically if we see, so Sukadeva Goswami appreciates Parikshit's eagerness to hear, and generally here we can take the example like honeybee. Even though honeybee may go to means a filthy place, there it will look for a beautiful flower which can give the nectar. It will leave away all the dirty things around, and it will find out for the nectar. So similarly, we also means, even though we are covered in this material world with so many mundane things, material things, so we should be looking for the nectar, that is the devotees association basically. When the devotees association is there, we can easily appreciate Lord Krishna's pastimes, the confidential topics. Hare Krishna. So the second section is Krishna's loving exchanges with the covered boys while taking their lunch. So now Sukadeva Goswami narrates continues the pastime, wherein he says that after Lord Krishna has saved the covered boys from the Agasura, and then he actually narrates about the Vrindavana. So Prabhupada writes in the purports that Kujat Kokila Hamsa Sarasa Ganakirne Mayur. So Vrindavan forest is always filled with the chirping and cooing of birds like cuckoos, ducks, cranes, and peacocks. So in fact, Prabhupada reminds us of Krishna Balaram temple. In the purport, Prabhupada says that the same sounds and atmosphere still prevail in the area where our Krishna Balaram temple is situated. Everyone who visits this temple is pleased to hear the chirping of the birds as described here. So I hope whenever we visit Krishna Balaram temple, we can remember these Prabhupada words, and we can remember the Vrindavan more deeply with this pastime. Hare Krishna. And then in the 8th sloka, it is said that Sukadeva Goswami says that, like the whirl of a lotus flower surrounded by its petals and leaves, Krishna sat in the center, encircled by lines of his friends who all looked very beautiful. Every one of them was trying to look forward toward Krishna, thinking that Krishna might look toward him. In this way, they all enjoyed their lunch in the forest. So Krishna was in the center, and every covered boy was sitting in the circles. So and they were feeling that Krishna is looking towards them. So here in the purport, actually Prabhupada refers to 12th chapter Agasura Vada, 11th sloka, where it is mentioned as Krita Punya Punja. If by accumulating pious activities one is raised to the platform of pure devotional service, Krishna is always visible in the core of one's heart. So the present Krishna conscious movement is an attempt to keep Krishna in center. For if this is done, all activities will automatically become beautiful and blissful. So Prabhupada is stressing the point that this Krishna conscious movement, this ISKCON, whatever we are doing, all the activities, we always center our activities by keeping Krishna in center, similar to these covered boys who kept Krishna in center. And if this is done, all activities all become beautiful and blissful. So we will have the unending happiness, blissfulness. In fact, there are more quotes on the same sloka, but because of time, I will not be going more into more detailedly. Yeah, maybe we can just read. Just like bank balance increases, similarly, one who has increased the balance of pious activities for many, many thousands of lives, oh, such persons are now playing with Krishna. So these covered boys who are playing with Krishna, they did so many pious activities for so many millions of lifetimes, so that now they are fruitful and they are now able to associate with Krishna and play with him. Ittam Satam Brahma Sukhanubhutaya. The great saints and sages who are trying to understand the Supreme Brahman, here is Krishna. That Supreme Brahman is here playing. So the Supreme Lord came and he is playing with the covered boys. Why? Because Dasyam Gatanam. Those who are devotees, those who have accepted Krishna as the master, for them, here is Krishna. So Krishna will play with them who has actually become Dasya, means who is rendering Krishna service and who has accepted Krishna as the master. Right. And then it is said that means the demigods, when they see this pastime, they say that Krishna is Yajna book. That is, he eats only offerings of Yajna. But now here they see that he is sitting with them, he is eating all the yoga tries and everything, and he's personally joking with them and creating jubilant laughter among them. So that time, the denizens of heaven were watching, struck with wonder at how the personality of Godhead, who eats only in yajna, was now eating with his friends in the forest. So they could not understand this pastime, means how Lord Krishna was eating with them. In fact, in the purport, Prabhupada explains that when Krishna was eating with his cowherd boyfriends, a certain bumblebee came there to take part in the eating. So then Krishna is joking with his friends. Krishna says, "Why have you come to disturb my Brahmana friend Madhumangala? You want to kill a Brahmana? This is not good." So all the boys would laugh and enjoy speaking such joking words a living. Thus, the inhabitants of the higher planets were astonished at how the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who eats only when yajna is offered, was now eating like an ordinary child with his friends in the forest. Hare Krishna. So, from the second lesson, we can see that basically in the loving exchange. So, seeing the wonderful arrangement of flowers, we can understand an intelligent creator is there. Even means when the lotus flower is referred here, even means when we are talking to general people, we can easily explain them that see how wonderfully these flowers petals are arranged in a nice order and those things. They cannot come by chance. There should be definitely a creator, an intelligent creator who is actually arranging them all these things in the proper order. So this can be a point of discussion. And then means with this Krishna in center, I remembered one of the Prabhupada examples. He was mentioning that like when we are thinking ourselves as center and we are creating circles with ourselves, let's say like we took the compass and we put ourselves as center and we draw a circle. Then another person as center and we draw another circle. Similarly, for different persons, we draw different circles. So then what will happen? Many of the circles will be conflicting each other. But rather, if we take one center point, that is only Krishna is the center. And then with that, with Krishna as center, we draw circles for each individual. Then no circle will be conflicting with each other. They will not conflict. They will be separate. So in that way, when Krishna is in center, there will be no conflicts and we will all be happy. So going to third section, Brahma steals the boys and calves. I may skip most of this because I have very short time. However, means that's why initially I covered the story and I'm going into the purport so that we can understand it a bit. So in the 13th purport, it says that Krishna is the supreme controller and the control of even death, which is supposed to be the ultimate fear in this material world. Yeah, means this we generally, we however accept it. That's what it means. Once we are always afraid that if we die, what will happen to our family members, how they will be taken care, or if I die, I'll be losing all these enjoyments and those things. So Bhayam Dvitiyabi Niveshata Shat. So this fear arises because of lack of Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, there cannot be any fear. For one who has taken shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna, this material world of fear becomes hardly dangerous at all. So when we understand that Supreme Lord Krishna is the supreme controller, so then we don't have any fear. Okay, if not here, he will take us somewhere else and he will engage us in some other activity. So we are not attached to the bodily platform. And Bhavambudhi, the material ocean of fear, becomes very easy to cross by the mercy of the supreme controller. So this material world in which there is fear and danger at every step, padam padam yat vipadam, is not meant for those who have taken shelter at Krishna's lotus feet. So everyone therefore should take shelter of the supreme person who is the source of fearlessness and thus be secure. So how to come out of the fear? We should surrender to the supreme controller, the creator, the supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. So basically, okay, let me go and yeah, means when the coward boys see that the calves, while grazing the grass, they went away more deep into the forest. Then Lord Krishna gets up and says that you enjoy your food. Means I'll be going into the forest and I'll find the calves. So to please his friends, means whatever the Sakya Bhava we have with Lord Krishna, so he reciprocates. He says that, okay, You continue here, and I'll take care of you. Maybe I'll skip most of the things. Yeah, okay. And then in the 15th purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that when Aghasura was being killed by Krishna, who was accompanied by his associates, Brahma was astonished. But when he saw that Krishna was very much enjoying his pastimes of lunch, he was even more astonished and wanted to test whether Krishna was actually there. Thus, he became entangled in Krishna's Maya. So, in fact, means Lord Brahma wanted to test Krishna, but he himself became entangled in Krishna's Maya. So, Prabhupada explains that in general, it means even though Brahma is the firstborn living entity, but he is born from the lotus flower, but still he is also again a living entity. So, a lotus is also material, and anyone born through the material energy must be subject to the 4 material deficiencies. So, we know that Brahma, the tendency to commit mistakes, the tendency to be illusioned, the tendency to cheat, and the imperfect senses. So these are there, and even Brahma has this one. Prabhupada explains this one. So I just took one example, not going to, but if you see the picture, most of you, if you didn't see this picture, generally we are asked, where is the cat? Find that one. So to find that cat is very difficult thing until and unless someone points. Mouse is visible, mouse point is visible, but near the stones that cat is there. So because these are one of deficiencies that we are unable to see. We are illusion. We have imperfect senses. So these can be crossed only when we surrender to Guru and Guru guides. And then Prabhupada explains the 2 energies of Krishna. And yeah, the main point where we were saying that Lord Brahma attempted to steal the boys. So to clarify that, means here in the purport we can see that Prabhupada explains, Brahma wanted to take away Krishna's associate, but instead he took away some other boys and calves. So he did not actually took the original boys and calves, rather he took away some other boys and calves. So Prabhupada explains this by giving the example of Sita Devi. Ravana wanted to take away Sita, but that was impossible, and instead he took away a Maya Sita. So similar to, means as we know that pastime, that Sita Devi went away with Agnidev, and Agnidev gave a Maya Sita outside, and so Ravana took Maya Sita. So similarly, Brahma took away Maya or the boys manifested by Krishna's Maya. So they were not actually the original boys and girls, but Krishna's Maya, whom Brahma took. Anyone materially born is subject to bewilderment. So here actually Prabhupada says that this pastime is therefore called Brahma Vimohana Lila, the pastime. And everyone from Brahma down to small insect must take lessons from Krishna. So as we hear from Srimad Bhagavatam, Tene Brahma Hridayadi Kavaye. So first, the first living entity Brahma is given knowledge by Lord Krishna to the heart. So in that way, we should take everybody, in fact, everybody from Brahma down to small insect, everybody should take lessons from Krishna. So in the 3rd section, we can see that so caste disappeared, and so Krishna Krishna said, oh my friend, you can sit here and I'll personally search. So when Krishna is in center of our life, we need not be in worry. Just say Hari Hari. Then Hari, Lord Krishna will take care. In fact, I want to narrate a few stories also, but yeah, definitely time is not sufficient. So we should be regularly chanting the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And the 4th section, Krishna expands into equal number of boys and calves. Now already it is 7:40, so I'll just cover only the sections and their lessons. Here actually means even though Krishna knows what Brahma is doing, he's just acting like a perfect player in the drama. Means in the drama we always want to be perfect. If we means generally we see Venkateshwar going to like Kashpu, he's is really demoniac. So that is, we know that devotee is there. So in that way, even means when we actually hear, means I feel that when Jaya Vijaya, they came as Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha or Ravana, Kumbhakarna, they really performed their role so well that they really showed the demonic quality. And in here Krishna is also playing as a perfect player. And Krishna is a Vishnu, he knows everything, even what Brahma is doing. But why Krishna is doing this? Just to create pleasure both for Brahma and for the mothers of the cows and covered boys. Because the gopis desired to serve Krishna as Yashoda Mata is doing, so to please them, and now because Brahma also wanted to test, so to please both of them, Krishna enacted this pastime. Prabhupada explains that he is Achyuta, even though he acts like that, he does not fall down. So the lesson we take from fourth one is, when we have envy towards the other devotees, Krishna may not give us the opportunity to serve. But when we appreciate other devotees, Krishna will give us a chance to serve them. So gopis were actually not envious towards Yashoda Mata, but they were appreciating that how lovingly Yashoda Mata is serving Lord Krishna. And this created an opportunity for gopis that Krishna reciprocated them that, okay, I will also give you a chance to serve me. Hare Krishna. I'll just go to the lesson. And then in the fifth section, Krishna's reciprocation with mothers of Raja and cows. Krishna fulfills our sincere desires to serve him. So again, as I said, means if our desire is to serve Lord Krishna, he will somehow make arrangements so that we are able to serve him. So even though here Brahma wanted to test or whatever it is Brahma's initial thought or Krishna instigated him, but in any case, in one or the other way, he fulfilled the desire of gopis also to serve him. And then in the sixth section, so in the sixth section, the affectionate feelings of the cowherd men and the cows towards their children and calves. So when Krishna has transformed himself into so many covered boys and calves, so everybody was feeling very loving affection towards each other. So in summary, if we see, so when we understand that we are all the children of Lord Krishna and we are all the same, means we are all of one family, then naturally means that we see generally in our ISKCON and particularly ISKCON Balram Desh is more glorified for that we all reciprocate with very loving with all the visiting devotees and others. So that is what, when we understand that, okay, everybody is part and parcel of Krishna, everybody is one family. So when we understand that we are all one family, then we will not have this any distinction, Hindu, Muslim, Christian, or any religion, or Indian, Pakistani, or whatever it is. We will not see them on material bodily platform. Rather, we feel everybody is one family. In fact, to the extent that we love all, including all other living entities. That is, even to the extent of loving all other animals rather than killing them for our sensual pleasures. And then going to section 7, where actually till 1 year, Lord Balrama doesn't identify that Krishna has expanded as these different cows and boys. Then he realizes this.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Sanatana Prabhu, if you want to extend for another 5-10 minutes more, you can do it, Prabhu.
Oh, great. Thank you, Prabhuji. Means, yeah, in any case, through lessons only I'll be completing. There are total 11 lessons. So another 4-5 lessons. Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. I'll cover. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so no need to rush. Or if you want to take more time, then we can do one thing. We can finish the Narasimha prayer and then you can continue after that. The devotees who have any other commitments, they can leave. The other devotees can continue listening. Either way is okay, Prabhu.
Very well. I'll see, Prabhuji. Means mostly I wanted to go more into Prabhupada purpose, but yeah, means let me complete this summary, and yeah, if required, we can continue again. Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Very well. So in the 7th section, basically, so when Lord Balrama realizes that why all these are so affectionate, and then he asks Krishna what actually happened, then Krishna explains all the pastime that has happened. So Basically, yeah, if you see in the previous one, it is in the Gauranga Darshan Prabhu explains that these four curtains are removed from Balrama's thing. The affection, mystic power, yoga maya. Okay, yeah, sorry, I'll not go into it. So, the lesson here is love for all will remove the curtain of Maya from our eyes and gives us the detachment required to keep away from material bondage. So, basically from 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita also we see that Asanga Shastrena Dridena Chitra. So, we have to cut out this material attachment by detachment. So, how this detachment comes? When actually when we see all in respect to Lord Krishna, so when we are serving in in terms of Lord Krishna, everybody, then we have only spiritual attachment. It is not material attachment. So when that material attachment is not there, naturally we are detached from material bondage. Hare Krishna. And the eighth section, uh, yeah, the bewilderment of Lord Brahma. So then when Brahma returns within one moment of his time, which is basically 1 year over here, so it is compared here. Two examples are given here. Basically, that is glowworm in a daylight. So glowworm, we know that in night we can see that light, but rather in the daytime with so much sunlight, glowworm is nothing. Similarly, so Brahma's whatever power is there, when it is compared to Lord Krishna's power, it is like a glowworm power. And one more example given is sorry. Okay, sorry, I forgot that. Yeah, and so from the basic lesson from here is that however scholarly we may be, means we may be thinking that I did MA, PhD, whatever double PhD or so many higher studies and those things, but if we are not realizing ourselves as the soul and our relationship with the Supreme Lord, then whatever that scholarly knowledge may be, will be succumb to pride and we lose the absolute vision where we cannot see who exactly is Lord Krishna or what are the pastimes. In fact, Krishna within means Sarvasya Chaham Riddhi Sannivishtam Matta Smriti Granam Apohanam Cha. Because we want to get bewildered, Krishna will fulfill our desire that, okay, you get bewildered. Hare Krishna. And the ninth lesson, yeah, so Krishna displays his opulence to Brahma. So when Brahma sees that still all the boys, covered boys and calves are present here, then he goes back and sees where he made them slept. There also they are there. So he gets confused whether they are original or these are original. Means whether Krishna made him steal the Maya people and made him hide there or like this. So that is what actual bewilderment is. And the lesson from this means after this, Krishna shows that all the covered boys present here are his personal Vasudeva features. So Krishna's vibhutis are unlimited. Krishna is the opulent owner of millions of universes. So we know that Krishna is not only the owner of this universe, but rather of many, many, many millions of universes. And then the 10th lesson. Yeah. So again, so after looking into all these things, so Brahma responds and okay, sorry, yeah, here that example is given, that is glowworm near sun and doll near a deity. So when a Vigraha is there, Vigraha generally the temple Vigraha, he reciprocates, the Lord reciprocates. We know many Leelas in different temples, how the Lord reciprocates. In front of the Vigraha, what will be the doll? Means it has nothing. And same thing, the glowworm near the sun. So similarly, Brahma is the means the first living entity for this universe. And Krishna says in 10th chapter 42, Ekam Shena Sthito Jagat. So this complete universe is only one little part of mine. And like this, many, many multiple universes are there. And most of you might even see how insignificant we are in this universe. Like in the means like we are in the Bahrain, and Bahrain is very small island in the Middle East, and this Middle East is small part in the whole world. and this earth is very small compared to sun, this sun is very small compared to huge universe. So in that way, we are very, very, very insignificant. So Brahma realizes that he is also very insignificant. And the final 11th lesson. So again, means after understanding his insignificant position, so final act done by Lord Brahma is to surrender. So the lesson we learn from is surrender unto our creator is only way to get out of this material illusions. Just surrender to Guru under Parampara and follow his means we say always surrender to Lord Krishna, surrender to Krishna, but how do we surrender? Basically, we show our surrender by surrendering to the Guru in the Parampara and following the instructions given by Guru. And so these are the 11 lessons. Maybe I'll share the PowerPoint or slides later on. And the final lesson means I just kept this as final lesson to remind us that means, as I said, Prabhupada, this is the last chapter Prabhupada has actually translated, given purpose to the chapters. So we can remember Prabhupada. And so the final lesson is basically our humble attempt can be with learning spiritual ABCDs. So that is to be always in the association of devotees, to always read books like Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and to always chant Hare Krishna mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and perform the deity worship and follow the diet prasadam. Only eat what is offered to Lord Krishna. And I just added another E as entertainment or education. Whatever entertainment or education we get, we can get through this Navavidha Bhakti, that is the devotional services. In fact, means we can remember the Brahmana and the cobbler story also, where the cobbler could recognize that Lord can keep a big, huge tree in the small seed. So his potential, his pastimes are inconceivable. So similarly, this Brahma Vimohan Leela. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam Satsang Ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Asutosh Prabhu, yeah, you can continue with the presentation. Hare Krishna. As the Damodara month is going on, so we are visiting online. There are many different houses these days. And now because it is online, we are not constrained to only Bahrain. Rather, we are visiting in different parts of the world. So Guru Maharaj mainly mentioned that this visit should be, this Damodara Yatra should be for the world peace and love. So our prayers and blessings to you and your family and friends for participating in this event organized by ISKCON worldwide for world peace and love. And to hear many of the glories of Damodara Kartik month. So I'll just read few. If somebody lights a lamp in the temple of Lord Sri Hari, even for a short time in this month of Kartik, then whatever sins he has acquired for millions of kalpas. So as we know, one kalpa equals 1,000 Chaturyugas. This is one Brahma state. So that means 1,000 Chaturyugas, all are destroyed. This is quoted from Padma Purana. Hare Krishna. Next, Prabhuji. Yeah. And then I'll be reading the other one. Kartika is the best of months, the most pious of pious deeds, the most purifying of all that purify. This is quoted from Hari Bhakti Vilasa, 16th chapter 36. Hare Krishna. And then here, Lord Krishna is pleased by the offering of a single lamp during the month of Kartika. Lord Krishna glorifies anyone who lights a lamp for someone else to offer. So just to utilize this opportunity means we can always, even within the family also, probably at least daily one person will initially lit the lamp and he can transfer the lamp to others. So that as Krishna is saying, Lord Krishna glorifies anyone who lights a lamp for someone else to offer. So we can pass that on because we are not reaching out for the public outside. So at least within the family also we can rotate that lamp. Hare Krishna. And we know that Prabhupada has started with the humble beginning in 1965. by doing Sankirtan in Tompkins Square. And now we see his Krishna conscious movement has transformed millions and millions of people. We see that the foreigners mostly who are widely addicted for the four regulative principles, which normally they generally break in normal life, but they transformed and they stopped all the illicit relations. They stopped meat eating, killing animals, and they stopped intoxications and gambling. And we can see that they do very good Rath Yatras, they do very nice Nagar Sankirtans and everything. And here we also see that many ISKCON is distributing many prasadam. It is not that just Annadanam, it is not a pious activity, rather it is a devotional activity where we offer the prasadam to Lord, and then that purified prasadam is distributed to all the children, so that also purifies the children's heart also. And we see that practically many of the children are getting transformed. And the wide distribution of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and many books are there. And even ISKCON is doing food relief, we have Food for Life and many other programs. So, and whatever even this flood relief thing is also served by Krishna, ISKCON. Hare Krishna. So coming to our temple, so we have titled it particularly that temple is organizing cultural services. It is a service, the cultural service we are providing through the temple to all the people over here, and mainly through the different programs, daily programs at temple, including daily morning chanting, and then having darshan of deities, and then glorification through scriptures, either the Bhagavad Gita recitation, Bhagavad Gita glorification, or Bhagavatam, or Chaitanya Charitamrita, or different scriptures. And we recently this Bhajan Sandhya started, wherein very nice different bhajans are being sang, and their meaning is conveyed, and everybody is enthusiastically participating in that. And ISKCON Balaram Dash has mainly started this Karuna Action Force during this Corona, and of course it will be continuing. Basically, this Karuna Action Force is to help those who are in need for different aspects. It is not only for devotees, but anyone who requires help. And then basically the house programs. So to transform our inner self means we need that regular churning. I generally say that children learn ABCD easily at home, but they still go to school for 1 year and learn ABCD, how to write, and they write the exam and pass. Similarly, so these Bhakti Vikshas are like, they transform our inner self. When we are regularly hearing the Shastras and those things, so different examples, so that helps us to purify ourselves. It is not that, okay, one time I hear and immediately I change. So that cannot happen. So we should, we request everybody who is not in Bhakti Vikshas and those things, please regularly attend Bhakti Vikshas. And for children, we have Vedic Madhav's Garden, wherein the same Vedic knowledge is given in a systematic and fun-filled manner. So now I think around probably 250 children are being served through Madhav's Garden every week. And youth programs, a very good initiative by Balan Prabhu, and now joined by Vamshidhar Mohan Prabhu also. So they are trying to invite different preachers from different parts of the world, and they are encouraging the youth to stay in the streamline of, generally we see most of the devotee children tend to deviate from the ISKCON or the devotional practices just because they got bored or something, but now they are being engaged through these youth programs very nicely, inspiring and interactive sessions. And then we have different corporate seminars to reach to the general people outside, and we have different courses for our systematic study, that is Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, and many other different courses are being conducted by mostly through Mayapur Institute of Higher Education. Hare Krishna. And these are the temple activities video, so you can watch.
the Skanda Puran, Lord Brahma and Sage Narada converse that the month of Kartik is very dear to Lord Krishna. When one offers a lamb during the month of Kartik, his sins of many thousands and millions of births perish in half an eye blink. Even if there is no mantras, no pious deeds, and no purity, everything becomes perfect when a person offers a lamb during the month of Kartik. A person who offers a lamb to Lord Krishna during the month of Damodara becomes very glorious and fortunate. No sins exist anywhere in the three worlds that will not be purified by offering a lamb to Lord Keshav during Kartik. A person who offers a lamb to Lord Damodar during Kartik attains the eternal spiritual world where there is no suffering.
Amameshwaram Satchidanandarupam Asatkundalango Kule Brajamanam Yashodapiyo Lukha Ladavamanam Param Rashtamatanta Todritya Gokula Rudam Tamo Purnitra Yugmam Rejanta Param Bhajayogavena Satanka Netra Muhoshvasakam Patirekhankakanta Chitagayamdamoda Ram Bhaktipadam Iti Drikshvalilabhir Ananda Kunde Sughosham Nimajantam Vakyapayantam Tadiyeshu Taggeshu Bhakti Chitatvam Puna Prematastum Sada Veshivande Param Deva Moksham Na Moksham Vadima Nachanandeham Vadeshadatiha Idam Te Vapurnata Gopalavala Sada Me Manasa Virastam Kimande Idam Te Mukham Bodham Atyanta Nile Tutam Kuntale Snigdara Kasagoga Muhusum Bitam Bimba Raktatarame Manasavirathamalam Lakshanabe Namo Deva Damodar Ananta Vishnu Prasida Prabhu Dukha Jalabdi Magna Kripa Drishti Prishyatri Dinam Bhatanu Grihane Samamagya Medaksidrisha Kuberatmajobhata Murtvaya Yatva Vayamutito Bhaktiva Sukta Tatha Prema नमो शीघ्रहो मे दामोदरे नमस्ते स्तु नाम्ने स्फुरदितिदाम्ने त्वदीयदरायत विश्वसदाम्ने नमो राधिकाय त्वदीयप्रियाय नमो अनन्तलीलाय देवाय तोभ्यां नमामीश्वरां सा चिदानन्दरूपां लसत्कुण्डलं गोकुले व्रजमानम्.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Ashutosh Prabhu. And just for the information, means the temple activities video was done by Prasaka Prabhu, and the Damodara Ashtakam video was done by Adi Gopi Radharani Mataji. Hare Krishna. Yes, Prabhu, Kirtanesh Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you very much. That's a very wonderful, nicely explained the pastimes of the Lord. You
Hare
went
Hare.
very, I think, deep into the purports, I think. Hare
Thank you, Prabhu. Blessings, Prabhu. Seeking all the devotees' blessings. Hare.
Hare Krishna. It was nice, Prabhu, very, very nice. Of course, we cannot explain everything what Prabhupada has given. It's very difficult, but you made a very good attempt.
Very well.
So we would like to thank all the devotees who have participated in this today's program, and we request all the devotees, please join again tomorrow evening, 7 o'clock. Those who don't have any commitments for Damodara Yatra, so please come and join. Now, for the benefit of all the devotees who participated here, and for the well-being of all the devotees, we will pray to Lord Narsimdev. So the Narsimha Aarti will be sung by Bhaktin Shyama. Hare Krishna, Bhaktin Shyama.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Thank you.
Thank you Prabhuji thank you Prabhuji for this opportunity. Okay. Namaste Narasimhaya Praladalaadaine Hiranyakashipurvakshaha Shrilatankanakalaye Ito Narsimha Parato Narsimha Yato yami tato Narsimha Vahe Narsimha Hridaye Narsimha Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade Tava Kara Kamala Vare Nakha Madhuta Shringa Darita Hiranyakashipu Tanu Vringa Keshavadruta Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadev Jaya Narsimhadeva Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Bhakta Prahlad Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva.
Shri Bhakta Vigna Vinash Narsimhadev Bhagwan ki jai. Bhakta Raj Prahlad Maharaj ki jai. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Thank you, Bhaktin Shama. Hare Krishna.
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Krishna, we thank again His Grace Sanatana Gokula Dasa Prabhuji and all the devotees, and also our thanks to ISKCON Bahrain media team. Hare Krishna.